So have you ever been in the middle of a conversation and thought to yourself, oh my God, I wish I could record this. I was having such a conversation with my makeup artist, Monet. I did not know that she had been in a long-term relationship with a narcissist. What you're about to see is just the snippet of that conversation that I was able to grab. I hope that there's something interesting, of value, and maybe even a takeaway for you. I found it fascinating. Enjoy. You were saying that when you were with this narcissist, that it actually became abusive, right? And what was it that helped you separate yourself? Finally, after how many years?
15, 16 years.
No.
Yeah,
16 years?
I was with her on and off since I was 13, 14 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a lot of
it's like
patterning happening.
And just like familiarity with somebody that you grew up with, basically. You know, it was just like when you have a relationship or a bond with somebody, their family so much for so long, their trauma for so long, it's very hard to separate yourself from them, especially when in the situation you are their peace or you are like their saving grace all the time, you know? So, but when I became more aware of myself is when I became more distant to that situation and that relationship. So, in becoming more aware of myself, I became aware that I did not love myself. Not only did I not love myself, I did not know myself. So when I moved, and I began to really just explore life and explore myself, I realized like this is not who I am. I'm better than this situation. I'm better than this relationship. So the lack of love for myself is what drew me to separate from that.
Actually it is realizing the lack of love, which is an act of love, that allows you to say no to that was no longer a fit and was not about loving. That's beautiful. You know, I think it's interesting that part of what kept you there was you got satisfaction out of being someone else's piece, right? Someone else's P-E-A-C-E. You might have been their P-I-E-C-E too, but
for sure. Definitely was that. Side piece, front piece, back piece, all pieces. In every aspect of the word piece. But I was their piece.
In this case,
yes.
There was a sense of self that you experienced being someone else's piece. And but the trade-off was you actually had to give up your own piece in order to give someone else the piece that they were after, but couldn't receive. So now you've given your piece away. You've got no peace. It's touched that person's heart for a second, but now they need more peace because they are an empty bucket where peace is concerned.
Right.
So you got two people who are peaceless in a dance.
Trying to be peaceful.
Well, I don't even really know that, trying to be peaceful, because you're trying to get yourself by giving yourself away, and she's trying to get herself by having someone else fill her.
Right.
Oh, it's exhausting.
You're exhausted just talking about it.
Oh my God.
So imagine going through it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was hard. Now, like my friends and like my family members, they tell me now that like, Monet, like you are a completely different person. But they always tell me like, I watched you muscle up everything inside of you to completely start over with you, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't start over with anybody else. You didn't start over and like put the energy into anything else. You took it and you put it back into you. Yeah. And you know, that's just like, I'm like, yeah, I did. But the way I feel now, I couldn't imagine not going through what I went through.
And that's the beauty, you know. It sounds to some like an airy-fairy statement, but if you can make room inside of your mind and heart for the idea that this journey called life is meant to be a journey of becoming more, expanding who we are, discovering that we have everything inside that we need to actually thrive, and that the universe is becoming by expanding. And if we approach life from that perspective, then every single experience that we have can knit together for greater good. Because you use every single experience, no matter how traumatic, no matter how, you know, traumatic, you at some point make the decision. You pause long enough to think that something else might be better. And the moment you think something else might be better, that you can expand maybe beyond this moment, you've just given yourself the passage through the challenge into that next best iteration of yourself.
It's crazy. I think about all the time.
Give me a high five on that.
When we first met and you were like, I don't know if you remember when we first met and you told me God is always in the details.
Always.
It's always in the details. And so now, like, whenever I'm just going, like, trauma, obstacles, things, it just does not hit me the same like it used to.
It doesn't exist. When you adopt the perspective that every single moment can knit together for your greater good.
Yeah. You appreciate every moment.
You don't have to judge the moment. You don't have to put it in a box or a cubicle that is good or bad. You use it for good.
Like it's not good or bad, it's necessary.
It is what you can use in this moment to expand into more of yourself.
Right.
And if you die having gone from this, you know, within inside of yourself to a greater expansion, then you've lived a great life.
For sure. For sure.
Well, that was lovely.
It was.
Thank you for dropping by.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for dropping by too. Welcome to our inner fitness community. I invite you to stay, join, and learn to turn wellness concepts into action. Living life well takes practice, y'all. So simply click the subscribe button to practice together, grow this conversation, and change the world. I can't wait to read your comments and hear how your life changes for the better. Thank you for subscribing. Let's thrive.